What's up, Steelers Nation? We are the Observers. I'm Chris, joined by Grant and Smo. What's up, guys? What we got going on?
What's up?
What's happening?
Long time. What you guys been doing?
Did a mock draft while you were gone.
I know. I've been traveling, man. Cruise down to Texas, California. I've been actually going to scout talent. I haven't told you guys, but we're back.
I can't wait to hear the reports.
Shoot, I haven't been doing much of anything but work. I actually just woke up on my couch from a nap at like 7:30, and I thought it was the morning. I thought I missed this episode. So
I know you guys. We're you guys want to have a team meeting. How late this has been starting? Late to show time.
coming from the guy that I actually almost got tased trying to buy you Tums, so I don't want to hear it.
Irrelevant. You need
True
to be
story.
you need to be on time for the observers. So a little bit. We have a new segment to unveil. Our topics will be the 4 downs. So we'll have first, second, third, and fourth down, each different topics. We'll run through each of them together. I have a rant today. My rant's a little old, but we haven't recorded in a while. But I was reading over it again and I got fired up all over again. So I'm excited to do that after fourth down. But we can start it right now with Smo. You want to kick off first down? Free agency. Let's talk about who's gone.
Who's gone first? All right. So remember, I think last show was when we went over the names of who was up for free agency. So the biggest one
A lot has dropped
off the board. Yeah, the biggest one off the board is Cam Sutton. He's got 3 years, 33
Can I
million
just stop you right
at the
there real
Lions.
quick? I got to interrupt you real quick.
What?
The biggest one gone is that bitch, Robert Spillane.
Hold on. That is the Steel City
why aren't we
Soldier.
popping bottles to that?
have
Goodbye,
to
Robert. Thank you for nothing.
Why don't you have the
Goodbye,
jersey?
Steel City.
You know, I was going to hang it right there and just like burn it on camera.
I'd have just
All right,
bought you another
sorry.
one.
Cam Sutton, go ahead.
Cam Sutton, 3 years, 33 million with the Detroit Lions. So that was probably our biggest free agent piece in terms of flexibility on D, as someone that we gave a second contract to, we drafted and developed. Normally we don't let those kind of guys go. So interested in hear your thoughts.
Do you know what we offered him? Has that come out? I heard it was way less.
Not that I've seen.
I didn't hear details, but yeah, I did hear it was way far off. And I was surprised because he had a really good year.
So 11 mil a year is a lot though.
How many years they give him?
3 years.
Yeah. I mean, he was good. I think that kind of tells you where we'll draft first or second.
Potentially. One thing I was listening to today, though, is just the difference between. So we'll get into who's in on the free agency spot, but losing Sutton probably allowed them to sign 2 other guys.
Yeah. Was it
So
Sutton that got burnt all day in Philly? Was that him?
No,
Witherspoon,
that was Witherspoon.
who's still on the team.
Oh, man.
He was getting burnt by the
God, is
Patriots
he
too.
terrible.
That guy
Terrible.
caught that ball right on his head
AJ Brown cooked him for 3 straight hours.
and then pointed at
We don't need
him.
to revisit it.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
All right,
So
bye, Sutton. Thank you for your
gone.
service.
Spillane's gone, as you discussed. I
Of
think
all teams, the Raiders made the most sense.
I think we all thought that he would be back just because how much the team seemed to love him. But we'll get to who's filling that spot. But they clearly have put an emphasis on reshaping the linebacking core.
As they should.
Malik Reed, we hardly knew you.
He went to
Miami.
the Dolphins.
Yep.
Yeah. They're building a good team.
And
How
then
with
Devin
him?
Bush.
Devin Bush.
Mm-mm-mm.
The
Wasted.
biggest bust in Steeler history.
Off he goes to the Seahawks.
I saw
And-
he tweeted, he tweeted like, OMFGs, can't wait to be a Seahawk. And someone was like, neither can the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's now that you look back through of like who our free agents were, there's a lot of guys who weren't that good.
No, there's still a lot who still aren't that good.
Yeah.
They're still on the team.
So, and we also didn't tend any offers to our RFAs. And we've got some guys that are still out there. So obviously we let Miles Jack go. We cut him. Derek Watt's still out there. If he would want to come back for super cheap, not what he was making before. Terrell Edmonds is still out there.
Yeah, let's go into him. That's a big one. Do you think we'll still keep him?
I would love to.
What do you think? Gut feeling.
I feel like he may chase money.
No. Yeah,
I feel like he may go after money. And
I feel like if no one signed him yet, though, he's just in the same spot that he was.
What do you think we're offering him? Like, what can we afford on him?
I think we could afford whatever we want to.
This thing says his guarantee for 2023, $150,000. We're gonna make more than him. I'd go too.
Oh, he was like 2.3, something like that this past year. So let him hang out there for a little bit. And I think he likes the situation here. If no one, it doesn't seem as though anyone's going to offer him big money. So you might as well just keep sticking it out with what you're used to, playing with Minka.
And continue to grow.
Yeah, ride it out.
I was a big critic of his. Yeah, I was a big critic of his. I felt like he was always chasing somebody. But over the last couple of years, he started getting his hands on the ball. He was catching some the year prior. And now he's been showing up in the run game, man, playing in the box. I like Edmonds. I'd love to keep him around.
What about a couple of these names? Gentry, Boykin, Snell, Marcus Allen. Care about any of them?
They need someone to play special teams.
Yeah, Allen. Yeah, he was solid. Except for that,
maybe that's where Watt will come back. Maybe
See, I could see Watt coming back on the cheap. I think Boykin could easily come back on the cheap. Special teams. One interesting is out there is Steven Sims. I think he went.
I think they'll bring him back. I think they'll bring him back.
And Pierre. They keep talking about tall corners, and he's 6'2", and he had that play on Monday Night Football against the Colts when he made that pick that he made when he came back through, that he made that hands catch. And even it was Troy Aikman. He even stopped like mid explaining the play. He's like, wow, that was a heck of a play. So
yeah. All right.
He's an athlete.
He's good. Second down. Who's in? This is awesome.
Who's in? All right. I'm going to go down the list in terms of who we gave out the most total dollars to at the moment.
Okay.
So that's what I got it sorted by. So coming back on the D line, Larry Ogunjobi, 3 years, $28.75 million.
Crazy. That's a lot. I never thought they'd give him that much.
They've got a potential out after the first year.
Okay.
So he could easily be gone.
He was healthy all last year, right? He didn't miss any games.
He didn't practice ever. He may have missed.
I think he had at least.
It was always like knee. Ogunjobi knee.
And I think he had a back too.
I think he's when healthy and playing, he's a difference maker. I think I said that in our chat. And they've got no one at the D line.
Nothing. I was just going to say that how old is he? He's almost 30.
29. 8.8.
Yeah.
8.8.
He'll play at 29 this year.
Did you guys hear that ding?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Sorry.
Remember, it's tinfoil in his house.
So Ogunjobi, fortify the line a little bit. I imagine we'll get into mock draft stuff, but I imagine they're going to take a D line at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Get Ogunjobi, Hayward, learning someone young up. Liao's still there. Maybe something's left in the tank with Loudermilk. Wormley's still an option to come back on the cheap, maybe.
So He'd have to be really cheap.
Those guys are all just like nameless gray faces to me.
Not Liao.
Not Liao. Liao's an athlete. They were talking about how he was just doing stuff like you would see a wide receiver do or something like that. Like,
well, what happened to him last year? Was he hurt?
No, he played. He played. They
even had to play a little end when Watt was out.
Yeah, he played on the edge. Yep.
All right, who's next?
Went on the list. Guy they just signed yesterday, Isaac Siamalo, a guard from Philly. 3 years, $24 million.
I can't love this one enough. I
Same.
fucking love him. I love fun. I love Samoan things. Like I love these guys. Moana, Siamalu, Samoa cookies. I love this guy. When I see that tattoo, I'm like, bring him on the Steelers. He's gonna be a rock for years.
Man,
Years.
I have a lot of ammunition, but yeah, when they were showing highlights of him, they had one from him playing against us last year, and he was holding off Chris Wormley, the guy we just mentioned, with one arm.
I was just gonna say
We had that
He's a
other
beast.
play where he was blocking two people. I think he was playing the Dolphins or something, and he was blocking two people. So,
I love him. Did I forget the most important Samoan ever?
Polamalu?
Yeah, obviously. I'm telling you, these Samoans made for the Steelers.
All right, so he's gonna play left guard, right?
Man, Dotson.
I don't know.
Dotson's gone, dude. Dotson's not as good as this dude.
I feel like they can all play at all of them. They move them around anyway.
Either way,
Whoa.
he and Daniels are playing guard. Cole's at center.
And then who are the tackles? Chooks.
Dan Moore and Chooks, as of right now.
We're
Yeah,
gonna. I think
Moore's
we're gonna
out.
draft one.
He's
I
out.
think we're gonna draft one.
Yeah, we have to. All right, we'll get into that at third down.
Next up, 3 years, 18 million. Cole Holcomb, linebacker from the Washington Commanders.
Bruiser.
Yeah, I
Best
saw him
buddies
throwing
with Mitch
himself.
Trubisky.
We won't hold that against him.
No,
But-
hopefully his girl is friends with Hillary, because y'all know how I feel about her.
I love this guy. He is a beast.
Have you watched tape, or what do you got to back that up on?
I got tape, man. Just the 3 or 4 plays that they show on the TV. That's my tape. I was talking to my neighbor. He's a Commanders fan, and he was kind of pissed about that. He's a good player. So, what is he playing? Middle, left, middle, outside?
Yeah, he's middle.
Middle. So he's got the green dot.
I think he has had it in the past. Yes.
Okay.
I think he and Landon Roberts, the other guy that we signed, were both had like leadership roles on their teams.
Yeah, so
I
we
don't
can
know
bring him
anything
up
about
now.
Landon.
2 years, 7 mil. Landon Roberts. So that's the reshaping of the linebacker core. So outer Jack and Spillane.
That's
in
full
our
reshape.
Holcomb and Roberts.
Full reshape. Love it.
Mhm.
I think I said it before. It was our weakest link was linebacker.
I just like that we made quick moves on it. Like in the past, we would have ridden it out with somebody.
Yeah.
Khan is just, Khan, Waddle, whoever's making the decisions, just said we can do better at this position. Jack, you're cut. You guys are just gone.
What do you put in? Do you put any stock in the ages of any of these guys? It feels like all of the free agents are 29, 30, 31. Does that matter to you?
Probably based on position.
Huh?
And the tread on the tires.
Yeah.
How much you guarantee them. I think all of that comes into play.
I get nervous, like, why are they available?
Well, they're just hitting most of them are the second deal or the third deal.
Yeah,
we're going to make the same decisions that we just did.
Look at what James
not
Daniels
everybody can make a ton of money.
into.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. Might just be me.
So another big one, 2 years, 14 mil for Patrick Peterson.
PP. Love it. Patrick Peterson's not getting 7. Glad he came out about
he's hit 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he take
that was
20?
Sutton was wearing?
That was Sutton, yeah.
Okay. So direct replacement.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah, and I listened to an interview whenever he first signed, and he was just talking about what he would be able to do for Pittsburgh, how he spent most of his career with his back to the quarterback and his ability to make plays on the ball. And so he was talking about, looking directly at the quarterback now and just having freedom to roam around. So that's kind of exciting. Hopefully he can ball hawk. He, KZ, and Minka. That could be scary.
Yeah, KZ back 2 years, 6 mil.
Good.
That circles back to the Edmonds talk, because the 3 safety look is what they wanted to do quite a bit. So you could still slide Edmonds in that. You could play Peterson as like a makeshift safety and sitting in zone coverage somehow. I act like I know what I'm talking about, but I assume you could just got ball hawks out there.
You had me.
What about what was the last guy's name? Nate?
KZ?
No. Did we talk about Herbig?
Oh yeah,
Herbig?
last guy, Nate Herbig, 2 years, 8 mil.
Dude is hilarious. They say he's like a refrigerator.
You know what I like about these guys? The ones we signed, they feel like Steelers, right? You listen to all of them talk, and they talk that like that tough, like hard-nosed football, like traditional kind of stuff that makes us light up from all of them that I've heard. I love that.
Yeah, like Herbig said, I just love football. He doesn't care what position we play him at. He'd play punter, shoot.
Right. That's what I mean. That's the kind of guys we need.
Which I said we need a punter.
Yeah.
Smo hates Harvick. Hates him. He's got his
each punt. I'm like, Smo, how was that? How'd that compare to the average?
He's so inconsistent.
Yeah. Okay. Is that all of them?
That's it.
All right.
So far.
You want to go into a draft?
Well, yeah, let's talk about what we need. Draft. So we had the combine since last time, and we've had free agency.
Okay.
So let me see if I can share my screen real quick, and we'll do a quick one together.
Let's agree on what we think we need as we draft it.
Well, I think we need best available at certain positions when we get to it. We're looking tackles, corners, a wide receiver at some point.
Okay.
Edge,
tackles on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So PFF's updated their draft stuff. So I've got the full 7 round. You can now do turbo speed. So it's going to go even faster.
Okay.
You can slant it towards PFF's board or the public. I like to lean it towards PFF because I don't care what the public thinks. I mean, I'd be fine going all the way over here if you want.
We'll do some public.
Throw in a little public. Mm-hmm. Care for positional value. I think people do care about positional value.
Yes.
I think people do draft for needs, and I want no randomness.
No randomness.
So let's go.
The Browns are drafting, so you know there's going to be some randomness. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so at this point, we've already got those corners are gone. You're looking at Deontay Banks corner, Breesy, the D lineman.
Hold on. Yeah, he's there.
Paris Johnson, the tackle.
I like that one.
Paris Johnson, 827 snaps last year at left tackle. So he did move from guard to tackle last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still think if one of those tackles are there, they're taking.
Wait, look at all of them real quick, just in case. You got Paris Johnson, Broderick Jones is there, Brian Breesy's there.
Oh, Broderick's there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I also wouldn't mind Broderick Jones.
I like Paris.
I'm doing it.
You know me, those SEC.
Yeah, but on the lines, Ohio State hits them.
I want Paris.
That's where Cam come from too.
All right, second round. So we've got a tackle. Okay. They were in Michigan scouting this dude this past week.
Yep.
So the D lineman out of there. You got Cam Smith, the corner out of South Carolina. They've interviewed this Torrance guy, but obviously with the guard additions, they're probably not going to take guard. And at this point, you're getting too far down.
I like Maisie. Chris?
I saw Jack Campbell in there too. Yeah, I heard a lot about Maisie. So, yeah.
These Big Ten big boys.
Let's do it.
They're good.
All right, second pick of the second round.
What do you think we need now? Corner? We got to go corner, right?
I know they've scouted this edge rusher out of Army. 6'7", 260.
Jesus. Huge.
The corner out of Syracuse is there. Here's Nate Erbig's brother.
What about that guy from TCU? How much cooked in the championship?
Yeah,
how many touchdowns he give up? Let's see. This is where I fall. I don't know. Anybody could be.
Yeah, like if I was looking.
I mean, you think about it.
I love me some Foskey.
But I think corners.
I know they've scouted this Trenton Simpson. They talked a lot to Keanu Benton, but we just grabbed Smith. They've been in Minnesota and looked at this kid, the center.
What about Eli Ricks, Alabama?
The corner, Bama's corners were getting abused in the big games that I saw.
How about
Tennessee scored a good bit on them. Shoot, they lost to Tennessee.
What about the boy out of Kansas State, Julius Brents? Kansas State was good.
When I'm looking at this, when I start looking at that, I started thinking edge rushers personally, because I know we're going to need depth there. But if there's not like a freak of nature, then
I know they've scouted this dude.
All right, I'm in on him then.
And then, but Herbig from Wisconsin.
For the country. Is that his
6'2",
brother?
228.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
6'2", 228. And the other guy from Army, 6'7".
That's
6'7",
not that big.
260.
6'2" is too small.
But the only thing you think of
I'm
for
6'2".
oh yeah, you're not going to be trying to rush Lamar or anything like that.
I would blindside him. I would crush
I think
him.
this dude, they could shape just like they did Highsmith.
All right.
Andre
Carter.
and his okay. All right. PFF gave us the insight that we needed in order to make the selection.
Third round. We haven't taken a corner yet. This corner out of South Carolina, so you can get Pub.
All right.
There's a safety out of Bama.
All right, let's go rush.
Fourth round. I mean, this is where I think like a wide receiver slots in if there's someone there.
God, that pick from the Bears.
Whoever this guy is.
Fresno State.
Okay. 6'1", 172.
Grab him.
That's not too big of a person. It's 172.
I just don't know what else they would do here. There's your Ford Wheaton dude.
He dropped that pass against Pitt. I can't.
Yeah, he did slip out of his hands.
All right, let's go Cropper.
Crappie.
Moreno Cropper.
No, at this point, it's anybody's guess.
Yeah, what do we got? This is our last two?
Yeah, I have seen people mock this Penn State tight end to them.
What do we need the most depth at? D-line? Why don't you find another D-lineman?
D-line, you could use a guy. You could always take I guess we probably got enough O-linemen at this point. D-line, who normally the types that play, like safeties. You can always mold another big tight end like they did Gentry if they don't bring him back.
Stills. Grab him.
See, I said that last time.
Okay, now punter.
No.
You could always go.
Wait, is the quarterback? I was gonna say Duggan. That kid was a gamer in the college football playoff.
All right, let's grab him. He's got to be better than Mitch. F.
B.
Wow.
Oh, Fresno State dude.
Hated Cropper. Wow.
Oh well. Either way, I think we're along.
What did you guys get on the other draft?
I think it was a B plus.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the tackle's there, they're taking them. They just got this guy. I mean, I think that's the positions we're looking at.
I think
to bring back an edge, a D-line, a corner for sure, and a receiver. I'll be surprised if they don't have those 5 positions.
Yeah. All right.
That's that.
All right. Fourth down. We got a couple 1 minute, just a couple fly throughs on this one. We wanted to do an AFC North check-in. A lot of chatter on our competition. Chris, you can start us here. You have words for all of them, I think.
I mean, I could run down the list.
Well, let me just say one thing. The Smo sent the link. We are plus 600 to win the division, which is last. We are picked to finish last again. And I can't for the life of me figure out what we haven't finished last in this division since 19. I lost the stat.
Was it 98?
We edit this out. 1988. Yeah. 1988. One time since 1970, we came in last. And they pick us last like every year now. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see last.
And they got Baltimore ahead. What? Why? I don't know. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't understand that either, because you think about what's been going on in free agency. You know, the Bengals have been losing a lot of people. The Ravens have lost a couple people. They're going to have to replace a defensive tackle. But one thing that you hear a lot is you want your camp to be quiet. And our competitors, they've been like relatively noisy. You start with the Bengals. It sounds like there's some legal trouble over there. Joe Mixon, I don't know, shooting a gun at some kids running around the yard or something like that. Not sure what the exact story is, but they may have some problems. Like I said, they lost some defensive backs. And then you look at the Ravens. We're going to talk about this in Grant's rant, but their strength coaches got like an F rating. And you've got a wide receiver calling out the coaching staff because they're saying, yeah, we have trouble drafting wide receivers. We don't have good receivers. And then you've got Lamar, who has decided to represent himself, which is, admirable and everything like that. But I was watching Undisputed, and they were talking about he's going to have like some type of tell-all interview, and they're not sure who's hosting it. Like he's going to do it on YouTube. So it's almost like he's going to interview himself.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe the observers will interview it.
He's become so independent. He's going to have a surgery and be like, I've elected to operate on myself. Yeah. And then the Browns are the Browns. So AFC North rundown. Steelers are staying quiet, getting their workouts in Florida together. And we're ready for a big year.
What would you do if they asked us to interview him? Wouldn't that be funny?
To interview Lamar?
Yeah.
I would be like, please stay in Baltimore.
Yeah. Big trust.
Big
trust.
Yeah. He's staying.
I don't know, dude. That sounds a bit
long term, or like the
Nah, they'll work it out. They've played him, man. He has nobody wants him. They played him perfectly. And if they do, if someone does take him, they get 2 first rounders. I hope they resign him, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We had also, we wanted to grade the offseason so far. We see not only our picks, but we see the boys down in Florida training, relatively quiet on our team. I like it so far. I think it's a B. Nothing. I mean, these are solid signings. There's not been a splash, but there never is for free agency. I'm anxious to see what we do in the draft. So far, I give it a B. Solid B.
Off season, so far. I mean, judging it so far, I might have to go like, this is just so far of what they've done. And no, obviously I'm not predicting results. So far of what they've done, I would give it an A. I mean, they've fortified spots. They fortified spots they needed to. They were super active in the first week, which were not always. I think they realized mistakes and just cut bait on people like a Miles Jack, letting all those RFAs just go to free agency. Like, we can clean house on the special teams too if we want. Made cap space to bring some people back if they wanted to. I think it has. Chris and I were talking about this. It's been quiet. When's the last time the Steelers offseason has been quiet? Like, no one's punched anybody.
No Ben drama.
No unexpected deaths. No. It's just like
it's early yet.
It's just, people getting work. We're getting work in. We've been seeing all the videos of Kenny and Mitch together, chucking every receiver on staff. So yeah, putting in work, staying low, and addressing needs. I think that's an A so far. We'll see how it all works out, but yeah.
I would give it an A too. Everybody seems to have, the same goal in mind, which is to get out there and win. Everybody seems to know like what their position is. So how about Andy Weidl coming in, making his presence felt, upgrading the line as much as he did? We signed 2 guards. Then to completely revamp the inside linebacker position is pretty impressive. I'm excited to see, what these changes turn into on the field. And yeah, I can't complain, man.
All right. So average to B+.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get into this real quick. I won't take too long, but this really pissed me off, man. These players. The NFLPA released the players report card, and they graded a bunch of things on I guess the players vote on this like a what is it called? Survey Monkey, probably. So the Steelers came in 22nd out of 32, which is, mediocre, right where we belong, right in the middle. But some of the ones that really pissed me off were that they would even consider. So we got a D-, not just the first one, D- in treatment of families. What does that mean? D-, like what treatment? We read it. What it was game day. They don't have a babysitter. Why are we babysitting the kid? Why are we babysitting families on game day? Of course, there's no daycare in Heinz Field. That's the worst. Why would we ever? I mean, everybody's family's coming to the game, but we're supposed to watch the kids too. Piss off.
We already signed everybody's
Nobody's watching my
so.
kids when I'm watching the game.
Right. I give myself an A+ on treatment of my family during these games. It's a wonder I don't put holes in the wall. Food service, nutrition, B+. Shout out to the food service team. The weight room, C. I mean, every picture I see in there's weights. So what more do you want? It was good enough for Harrison. James Harrison was crushing weight in there. Now it's a C. Weights don't lose weight. Okay.
Well, they got bags of sand
them
in there. They don't even have weights.
I mean, come on. The strength coaches get an A, but I don't know how, because the weight room's a C. So they're way overperforming. The training room's a D. Again, ridiculous. Training staff, good for them, B+. Locker room. What do you want in a locker room? It's not a club, okay? We toured the locker room. I don't understand. D+. It's a locker and chairs and a big empty space. What else is supposed to be in there?
Recliners.
TVs. These guys are so soft. I hope the players that did this are the ones that are gone. Bush, I could see Bush complaining about the locker room. And then team travel, B. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, we're not sending them on a bus. So like we're flying them to stadiums and putting them in hotels. Well, how is it a B? What more do they want? They're like 53 private jets. I mean, come on. I'm out of breath, man. I mean, these guys, like, that's what I mean. Some of the players aren't. I'm assuming this is anonymous, but like, you're being taken care of. You're making millions. All of this stuff is so easy to do yourself. And we know the Steelers, the treatment of families. I mean, all you hear about the Steelers is how good they are to families. So I think that one's the worst. But that's all.
If they want to pay me at like a few hundred.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'll watch
I'll watch all the kids. Look how bad your dad sucks at this game. I'm sorry, Mitch. Your daughter, I let her go out of the room here because you suck. Okay, that was it.
I like it. I'm in agreement.
Anything else? I mean, am I way off here? Do you think it should be like we should have private rooms for these families? I mean, come on.
Yeah, the locker room, the facility stuff. It is what it is.
I think with the facilities things, like locker rooms, stuff like that, you go visit other stadiums. Maybe you see what the Cowboys have going on, the newer ones. Like we were at Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure those locker rooms are crazy, and perhaps they're just comparing it to that. And
look at those teams, though, bums. It doesn't matter. We should take it away from them. We should give them less.
Remember that about LA though, because you're like, oh, look at those teams. Remember that? We had that argument before.
No, that's McVay. We can bring him in.
Oh my goodness.
All right, last thing. Two things. We just so you brought up LA. OBJ, we saw that today. We won him or no?
No.
He would want the ball too much, and we can't have him cry.
He made a good case for us there.
I didn't hear it.
I listened to him, and it was not too bad. He
OBJ
would come
made
into
a case, or who made the case?
No, Orlovsky.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, and I've got something for Dan Orlovsky.
No, I mean, just he's good. I mean, he would be another weapon. He would come into a culture where I think Tomlin would, Tomlin handled AB, but what you do worry about is Kenny. Like, is he going to come in here and bitch because Kenny's not giving the ball? That would be my only worry. So.
Yeah, he wouldn't have the clout to come into Pittsburgh and do that. Then we would talk about Juju being a TikTok guy, and OBJ is more focused on, his dances, getting all that stuff going on. And plus,
and
he's
taking
got
his pants off on the airplane.
listen to me. His girl is bad, and then they have a
Why are you
cute
so
little kid,
focused
and
on
they're
their
having
girls?
beef. Man, I'm sorry. It's Hillary and then OBJ's girl. They're pretty dope. But anyways, and then he's got off the field stuff. No, OBJ does not need to come to Pittsburgh. Y'all forget Calvin Austin III is sitting there. He's a speedster. He's ready to come back. So no, I think we're good. Don't need
Do you
it.
have a Jeffree Star story for this week?
No, that was just what was his name? Lawan. He started that. Shoot.
Okay. Tomlin's episode on Footballing. I only saw clips. Looked pretty good. He's always good on these interviews.
He says, "Know what I mean?" a lot.
Really?
Listen to that episode. I might download the audio of that episode, run it through transcription
You want to throw out an
service.
over-under on there?
I'm
that.
gonna say it was like a 2-hour interview. I'm gonna put the over-under of times that he said, "Know what I mean?" 25.5.
Wow.
Can we talk about the clip that came out?
Gotta be under.
Talking about the comparison of the two defenses and which one he thought was better. Can we go into that?
It was a good chat. The Bucks one and the 2010 Steelers.
Yeah, because that's when we were seeing James Harrison. Like,
what did he say was better?
10.
Yeah.
He said that the player safety initiative was put in place because of them. And then in the video that came out,
so much.
It showed the first play. It showed Harrison flipping Vince Young, hitting all those guys from the Browns. I mean, Harrison was an absolute wrecking ball on a football field.
Okay. That does it. Anything else? When are we going to do this again? So I figure like we'll do it more now. Probably another one before the draft, and then they'll start ramping up and we'll start doing them more. You guys got anything else?
We got the draft in a little more than a month.
Yep.
So we should have the visits rolling in. Usually it's the people they visit with is who they ended up drafting. So keep an eye on that. I think Steelers Depot does a good job of keeping that list.
Mm-hmm.
And then, draft will be some discussion. And then after that, camps are starting. We
might do a quick episode on the schedule release date.
Find out when you can meet the observers.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a game or two. So we'll sign autographs.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. I'll see you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This will be out probably tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Till next time.